I'm Simon Sporter, and this afternoon I'm pleased to say I've got Iain Lancaster with me from the LTA. Welcome, Iain.
Hi, Simon. How you doing?
All good, thank you, and thanks for joining us today. So
Welcome.
Iain's going to talk to us all about LTA 2024 venue registration. But before we get to that, Iain, can you just tell us overall what you do at the LTA? Just give us a quick snapshot.
Okay, yeah, sure. Name's Iain Lancaster. I'm the club and county support manager at the LTA. Been here for just over 3.5 years now. Sort of role is sort of the onboarding of clubs through venue registration process. So I look after the venue registration process and that scheme, but also the support and the benefits we offer within that scheme. So the support we offer to venues, which is largely through sort of the venue support toolkit. Other responsibilities around things like big tennis weekends and the work we do with partners such as the LTA Buying Group, the Legal and Tax Helpline. Look after venue comms as well, so the venue newsletter. So yeah, quite broad, but then also sort of helping the counties as well, whether they're that's from a technical perspective or the support and how they work as well within the county structure as well. So quite broad, quite varied.
Great, thank you, Iain. So with the venue registrations, I know registrations for 2024 are now open. Yep. And when they're open and when do they remain open until? What's the deadline?
So if you previously registered and you're renewing your registration, the deadline is the 20th of December this year. So that's just so we've got continuity of the insurance that we have as part of venue registration. But the registration portal is open all year round. So if you're a brand new club and you're wanting to looking to register, you can do that throughout the year at any point.
Okay. And what is registration? What's it all about? For those people who maybe don't know about it or who are new to running their clubs as volunteers, why do they need to do it?
Yeah. So I mean, venue registration is basically our registration scheme for tennis and paddle venues across the country. It provides a range of tailored and support packages that have lots of different benefits in those that hopefully help it making it easier, cost effective to run your tennis club or your paddle venue. So those benefits can range depending on how you register, but things like public liability insurance, employers liability insurance, and directors and officers insurance are provided through Howden. You have venue management systems through ClubSpark, which I know you've done some webinars on as well. And we have a range of business services as well that hopefully again save you time and money. That includes the overarching sort of venue support toolkit that we have, but also other services such as the LTA Buying Group, the tax and legal helpline that I mentioned before, tools like My Tennis Toolkit, which is a marketing tool to help promote your venue. And then other benefits include things like individual LTA membership packages for the members, and it gives you access to the Wimbledon ballot. And then there's a range of sort of a suite of programs and competitions that the clubs can tap into to again sort of retain membership or grow membership, or just provide that competition element to club life really.
So it's obviously great to have that registration with the LTA because of that overall support that you're able to give clubs and venues, and obviously adding into it welfare, safeguarding, and areas which an individual club may not have the resource, but with the umbrella of the LTA, they can get that support. So that seems very clear to me, for example. But for example, say you mentioned insurance. So the insurance comes at a cost, it's included, or there may be other. Howdens obviously are, I'm sure, I know they're very sports orientated, but how does the club always know that it's getting the best deal?
Well, obviously, that's part of what we do, and what we try and do is negotiate that deal with Howden and make sure that that's cost effective year on year, that they're getting the coverage that you need to have to operate your tennis club, but obviously at a cost that's beneficial to the club as well. So we can buy it almost, we're buying that insurance package in bulk. It's a group policy that the LTA take out, and for over 3,000 registered venues across the country. And we still believe that's sort of very cost effective in terms of it's cheaper than a club going out and purchasing their own insurance that would cover them separately. It's certainly one of the key benefits and why we see sort of clubs coming back to re-register each year. But we obviously hope that the rest of the package is, also attractive to try and keep venues renewing.
Yes.
So it's not just about the insurance; it's about all the wider support that a club can get as well.
And then, if a club, for example, some would be tennis clubs, some may have squash, some may have, for example, bowls. So Brabners would then be able to add in additional cover for those additional offerings that a club or venue has as well.
Yeah, and you can work with Howden as well. So if you wanted property insurance, for example, there's a discounted rate as a registered venue, so you can go to Howden separately for your property cover as well. So there's definitely benefits. Just talking with Howden at the moment about another feature as well, which hopefully will come in 2024. So it's good working with those partners, have that broader range across sports, because they bring additional benefits that we can then roll out to more clubs as well.
Great. So. And I know the competitions side of things allows clubs to play in their local leagues, in their county leagues, and even in national leagues as well. So that's another area which I think has expanded with the comps team.
Yeah, and there's lots of competitions that obviously the LTA run, team challenge and things like that. And as I said before, it's those competitions and those programs that you can roll out at your club that might potentially keep players playing more often, or some of the programs, walking tennis, LTA youth looks at both ends of the spectrum in terms of sort of the age demographic as well. So hopefully we're introducing a lot of people to play in the sport, but also retaining them as well and keeping them playing the sport for longer as well. So lots of programs, lots of competitions that clubs can access as well.
Okay, and what's the cost? How's it worked out? And has it gone up? Does it go up year on year?
Hopefully not. It has gone up this year, but costs and the benefits are dependent on the package that you purchase. So we have lots of different packages. So we can have schools register with us as well, but we'd obviously have your traditional tennis club as well. We have commercial package for the likes of David Lloyd Leisure, and then we have education packages as well for schools, colleges, universities. So that cost varies depending on the package, but also what benefits you get with that. So, for example, a school is free of charge in terms of registration, but we don't offer them insurance. They don't get access to things like Club Spark, and obviously the benefits are a lot more reduced in those packages. So that cost varies from nothing, so a school site being free of charge, to maximum is £135 per court, and that's always capped at 12 courts. So you don't pay any more than 12 courts if you've got more than 12 courts. There has been an increase this year. I think we emailed out to all venues in September to communicate the increase. And prior to that, there hadn't been an increase to venue registration fees since 2020. And obviously, between 2020 and now, we've seen a price inflation of probably over 20%.
Yes.
And although we've worked hard to try and keep the cost of the benefits down, obviously has come to a point where we did need to increase the price of venue registration this year. So that's increased, I think, anywhere, if you look across the packages, anywhere from between £8 per court and £15 per court across those packages, which is well below the rate of inflation since 2020. Okay. So we're hoping it's still beneficial and still valuable.
Sure. Of course. Now, for a club which the same person is doing the re-registration year in, year out, it's obviously quite easy. And I know you try to streamline the whole registration process to make it even easier each year. But for somebody who's new to it, or somebody who's just every smoke coming out of their ears, where do they go if they want a little bit of support, if they've got questions?
I'd say the first point of call is our support centre on our website. So there's a range of FAQs related to venue registration, and they're on there. So if they've got a specific question, the likelihood is it's already been asked. And therefore, we've already created an answer. If they ever hit a dead end and they're still not quite sure the answer, that each one of those has always got the opportunity to submit an inquiry to our customer support team as well, and they'll work hard to answer those queries quickly and as efficiently as possible. And could certainly probably share some links through the tennis volunteer community if anybody wants links straight through to on our website. We have got a venue registration page as well, so there's lots of information on there about venue registration and how to get on board really with it.
Great. So I'll put as part of this video, I'll put the links on there as well, so that will all be done. And then if people have questions, obviously they can share and discuss it on the tennis volunteer community on an ongoing basis, because you can share your problems and probably get solutions quite quickly as well. But Iain and his team are there to support us for the 2024 registration show. Thank you very much, Iain, for talking us through how to do it and for putting a bit of life to the whole story. And we hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Simon.